I'm Nastasha Hardies, and I am excited to introduce Werksmans' new podcast, Werksmans Power with an I. Welcome to Werksmans Power with an I, or Werksmans podcast on women in insolvency and restructuring. I am Nastasha Hardies. I have the good fortune of being a partner of Werksmans attorneys, where I practice insolvency, business rescue, and restructuring law. Werksmans, I'm proud to say, is a preeminent corporate and commercial law firm in South Africa. We deliver a unique client experience. By partnering with our clients and giving highly specialized attention to each of our clients' matters, we deliver focused solutions and the best possible outcome for our clients. This disciplined approach has resulted in Werksmans being regarded as one of the most innovative firms in Africa and beyond. Werksmans insolvency, business rescue, and restructuring lawyers provide guidance on strategic decisions, such as the most suitable of these processes, and competently advise directors, stakeholders, employees, and creditors during all stages of these processes. I'm proud to say that I am where I am today in no small part due to the continued leadership, mentorship, and support of men in the insolvency and restructuring profession. But since the Harvard Business Review reported that women lead, not by adopting the style and habits that have proved successful for men, but by drawing on the skills and attitudes they developed from their shared experiences as women, I want to understand, as a woman in this profession and as the chair of iWork's Southern Africa Network, how other women lead within the insolvency and restructuring space. In this podcast series, I asked different women the same set of questions to distill universal truths and personal learnings. My guest today on Werksmans Power is Werksmans' very own Tandiwe Matshebela. She is a director at Werksmans Attorneys. Tandiwe has been integral in the VBS Bank matter by running commissions of inquiry in terms of the Insolvency Act and bringing sequestration applications to recover property misappropriated in the course of what is essentially a sophisticated bank heist. I have witnessed Tandiwe's evolution from a shy candidate attorney to an assertive and confident lawyer. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome you to this podcast today, Tandiwe.
Thank you, Nastasha, for the intro. That was lovely.
As you are sitting there today, This is my second podcast, so I'm a little bit more comfortable than I was the first time. But as you are sitting there today, what are you feeling, Tandiwe?
All kinds of emotions. Like my voice is a bit shaky, so I'm anxious. And I'm happy at the same time that, I'm doing something that I'm not at all comfortable with. Like you stated, I was a shy person. I still believe I am, but yeah.
So, I've seen your evolution, and I have to say it's a beautiful thing to witness. So I'm chuffed as cheese that you are here with us today, and that you're being open and honest about how you're feeling. So thank you for that.
Thank you very much. And I'm happy because, as with my journey, I'm starting to open up so that, one person can learn to say, you are not defined by your circumstances, but you're defined by the decisions that you take going forward.
You just mentioned your circumstances. What do you mean? What's your background, Tandiwe? Where do you come from?
So I grew up from an informal settlement in Tembisa, in Ivory Park. So not being exposed to the big cities and everything, and taking the decision that one day I want to make it in life. And yeah, that's what I mean.
And you were one of the very top achievers at your university. So you persevered through these circumstances. What gave you the fuel to persevere?
It was the feeling of wanting to make a difference, in a sense that a difference you don't make a difference by giving someone money, but you make a difference by being by living your life and impacting someone on the decisions that you make. By a young girl looking at me and believing in their goals, having hope that they will one day make it. So that's what I mean by saying I wanted to be the change, and I wanted to encourage young girls in where my mom stays to take those little decisions that will impact positively in their lives.
Absolutely, and I think what you're saying is so true. Anybody can write out a check. And certainly I'm not discouraging people not to write out checks to non-profit companies in South Africa. Goodness knows they need all the support they can get. But yes. I do think that what you're saying is very true. Being authentic and leading from that place and being a role model to women. Whether or not they want to become lawyers, maybe they want to be something else, but showing them that, lifting yourself up from your circumstances from an authentic place of power is probably the best thing you can do for your fellow human beings.
Correct.
I think that's wonderful. So, leading on with that, what has success meant for you when you were younger? Has that concept evolved, and what does it mean for you now?
It has definitely evolved as I grew up. Success to me means being able to meet your daily goals and being able to achieve your yearly or long-term goals, and being able to stand up from those little teething challenges along the way. So when I was small, obviously it was being able to get that good result for myself so that I can be able to go to university, be able to get scholarships, being able to get articles. So that's what success has meant growing up. As an attorney, I'm not sure if I should share that, but as an attorney to
Absolutely. Me, I want to hear about all your successes and the things that make your insides buzz with excitement. Tell me all about it.
Oh yeah, as an attorney, I'm very excited to be involved in a matter that I think every day we're making a difference in terms of trying to recover for the liquidator, so that at the end of the day, the people that banked with VBS can sort of recover something, because this is a matter that, in this matter, we're talking about a grandmother that was selling tomatoes that lost their money in this scandal. So being able to recover from those who unduly benefited from the monies that was deposited by the most vulnerable people in our society, I think it's what makes me happy, and currently that is my biggest success.
And it's so beautiful, because not the VBS situation, of course, but how you have evolved from being very much egocentric, as in I have to do things for me, to a place where you are now able to do things for others. And it's your generosity of spirit. And you've always had it, by the way, I've always noticed it. Your generosity of spirit that is leading you to places where you can make a real tangible difference for the people who have suffered as a result of this horrible matter. What is your best quality, Tandiwe?
My best quality, I think it's courage. I'm always looking forward to doing something that I find it difficult. And I think courage is the one that keeps me going, every day, being courageous. And because I know that, within me, there is that power, and I can be able to achieve whatever I set my mind to it.
100%. And so you and I both have little boys.
Yeah.
And the one thing I tell my son is that, if all else fails, have courage. Because, and as we know, courage is not being scared. It's actioning something, even in the face of fear. And as a woman, there's a lot of things that could hold you back, and you could sit back and say, you know, this situation is too scary for me.
Correct.
Especially given your background,
Yes.
like coming into a corporate environment. But it's that courage that propels you forward. So I can commend you for that.
Yeah, and I must state that being authentic, I think, it has helped me also in this journey of becoming the person that I am today. Because coming from a small town or informal settlement to Sandton can be is scary. And I think what has kept me going is being authentic and being able to acknowledge my weaknesses and my difficulties. And where I had difficulties, being able to speak up about those difficulties to the right people.
How do you choose the right people? How do you know that they're right people?
Obviously, in everything that you need. Okay, with me, because I'm shy and I live with my fear every day, in everything that I do is I first get into a place and give myself a chance to adapt. I feel no need to rush. I take it step by step. And the good thing is that here at Werksmans, we've had people that have seen the need to reach out, and I've been lucky that I didn't have to spot the right people, but the right people came into my life.
I like that. It's grace. Grace is present.
Yeah.
What is your worst quality?
My worst quality is what I'm doing here. I'm very fearful. Yeah, I'm very fearful that sometimes I tend to limit myself. Yeah.
But isn't it beautiful that you have this tension between your fear and having the inner knowledge and wisdom to know that despite of it, I need to have courage to move forward. I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, they are contrast, but I've lived with both of them, and I think that's what makes me. I'm very fearful, but being fearful and being aware that I'm fearful is the courage that pushes me to the next step. Yeah.
It's the inner awareness.
Yeah,
absolutely. Okay, so how have both these qualities served you professionally? By the way, this is where you can talk about all kinds of wonderful things that happened in your life.
I think, sure, like I say, being aware that I've got this fear, I'm shy, has made me this courageous person that I am today, because I'm able to acknowledge fear as my weakness, and I'm able to learn. I give myself, in anything that I do, I give myself time to adapt. I see no need to rush, and it also helps me prepare myself,
I totally get that. So I went to a psychologist once, and I also did a psychometric test at Werksmans. I was a guinea pig. And both tests, so this is how I know that they're right, came back to say that I am super introverted, like 96% introverted. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But that knowledge allowed me to understand why it's physically painful for me to interact with people. But it also allowed me to go like, okay, well, this is just a thing and I can overcome it. And I feel what I'm hearing from you is the same thing. Having that knowledge to know I'm shy, but now I'm going to step out of my shyness. I'm going to have the courage to step out of my shyness and work the room, Tandiwe, because I've seen you work the room.
Yes.
Is I think that's what human evolution is all about. It's seeing I'm not perfect. I have these imperfections, but I'm willing to work with them.
Yes, and I suppose it goes back to what I said, or how I define my success. So being able to conquer my daily fears makes me so happy, and it makes me appreciate the little milestones that, at the end of the day, you don't see them as success, but when I go home, my heart becomes so full of joy, and I'm able to share that joy and excitement with my little one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about, right?
Yes.
At the end of the day.
Yeah.
Okay, so has anything ever gone wrong with you professionally, and how have you grown from it?
Yeah. Don't remind me of my years of being a candidate attorney. Yeah, sometimes, in this profession, it's trial and error. And knowing that clients trust us to assist them, because people run to lawyers in litigation rather when they're in trouble. So not being able to sort of give them the best results, or seeing them, not having the prospect of success in their matter, and losing at the end of the day, it's so devastating. Yeah,
it is devastating, but you have to. It's not so much learning from the matter, because every matter is different. It's more about learning how to deal with that disappointment. Eric Levenstein always tells me that the law library is full of law reports, because everybody had the best, in their opinion, the best possible prospect of success. And that's why things get reported, right? Because the cases are so touch and go. It's never clear cut. And so I don't think you can really fault yourself for your failures, but you can definitely learn to grow from them. Graham Norton calls it collateral beauty, because you grow from the things that are icky and sticky and not very nice to deal with.
Yeah.
What advice would you give your younger self coming into the insolvency and restructuring profession?
I think I would have told the younger self to have a mentor in this profession immediately, because like you have stated, it's we're facing so many challenges outside law as women. We always need to sort of make ourselves visible. So having a mentor or someone that has gone through, the journey the path or the journey that you want to follow, I think it would have assisted me greatly at a very young age. So that's one thing I would have.
And I have to agree with that. As much as I really enjoy working with men, I only kind of stepped into my own power when I saw how other women were operating in this profession.
Yes.
When I went to a meeting with Astrid Berman and I saw how assertive and effective she was, it's almost as if the blinkers fell off of my eyes, and it was like, wow,
yes,
women can be like that. What? No.
Yeah.
So I agree with you 100%. But I think it's more than seeking out a mentor. I think women must step up and volunteer to be mentors to other women.
Yes.
Because, as a young professional, you don't always know where to look. And you and I have both been fortunate enough that, the right people have found us at the right time.
Yes.
But I think maybe the message that you and I are putting out there is, if you're the right person, look out for the person you can help.
Correct. Because, that's one, that's one thing that has pulled me up from being a candidate attorney, and it had to take someone to take me out of my comfort zone for me to be the person that I am today, or to have achieved what I've achieved today.
Yeah, and to assure you that it's stepping out of your comfort zone and falling once or twice is not the end of the world. You're going to fall a couple of times during your career. It's you don't just wake up one day and you have all the answers and everything is smooth sailing from there. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for this most delightful and insightful interview today, Tandiwe. We really appreciate it. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you very much, Nastasia, for giving me an opportunity and a platform to talk about myself. I never do this, so it feels good now.
And you know what? I think that your mom's going to play this podcast to all the girls in her area, and they're going to take some real courage from your courage. So thank you for that.
Yeah, and for me, it's about that little girl that is hopeless to believe in their journey and to be hopeful, and it's all possible. You just need to take a decision every day that goes towards you attaining your little goals. It can be passing your matric, it can be anything, but just take that little step and someone one day will find you and you will be the person that you want to be and you'll conquer it all.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Tandiwe.
Anytime. Thank you.
Werksmans attorneys. Keep us close.